Hey guys, Eik Hammer here. I am going to do a video here um, to show hammer engraving the way I do it, and I am self-taught and not an expert whatsoever. So this is as much for me to kind of show what I do and then hopefully get a lot of good advice as well. I'd like to thank Master Darian, Brian Ferguson, and Sir Greg Less for the inspiration in engraving that they're doing and showing to get me off my couch to do more of this. I do have some projects coming up. I need to get better at this anyway. And to thank them again for that. The equipment I use is, as you can see here, it's a knockoff GRS engraving vise, and I hate it. And bought it for $150, and it probably would work really good for push engraving, but hammer engraving is a lot more aggressive on the gears, and I think in the year and a half I've had it, and maybe 10 hours of time and hammer engraving I've put into using this vise, it's loosened up enough that it barely holds stuff when I use it for hammer engraving. So probably going to have to bite the bullet and go to a good GRS. I don't necessarily or generally use magnification. The reason for that is because when I take my glasses off, I have really good close-up vision. So when I'm doing work, this is gonna be so hard to show, but my eyes are probably maybe 5-6 inches away from the piece. I've got a number of optics and 2x, 5x magnification glasses, all those things, and tried them out. And some of it I think too is I haven't given any of them a chance because it's frankly a real pain to figure out that visual acuity between my glasses, a visor, and the piece magnified versus just taking my glasses off and seeing it in real normal brain time, if you will. Always have a stone handy for sharpening. Sharpening is also something that I'm self-taught at, so need to get better at that. And this is a number 37 guess when engraver. It's basically made to be a push engraver, but I use it to tap, to hammer engrave using this little 4-ounce ball peen hammer. And I've used all kinds of lightweight hammers, tried around different versions. I've got a little chasing hammer that works great too. That one is nice because the head of it, the flat side of that chasing hammer is larger in diameter. So when you're hitting, if you miss perfect center line strike, you still kind of hit it. You're not without having to look, because we're looking at what we're engraving, not where we're hitting. So I'm going to try to get this video here now to show just a little bit of this hammer engraving I do. I'm not going to show a lot because what I want to do is I need to figure out better angles and things of that nature. But I wanted to kind of get myself going here, and I thought this would be the best way to motivate me to help learn how to do this better and to show what I do in the meantime. So let's see if I can. That wouldn't be bad. Okay, so as I said, glasses come off, so now I can see the piece better. The piece I'm working on is a piece of 50 thousandths thick brass sheet, brass 260 that I sawed out the other day and filed up, cleaned up, and just want to take this mullein, this cross mullein. I'm going to be adding it to the back of a rondel dagger furniture that I'm working on to kind of spice it up a little bit. So I take my engraving tool and I'm holding it like this, and put it in. Kind of start by driving the angle in a little bit, so I kind of stick it a little bit, and then as that happens, and see how that's sticking. A little bit better angle here. So I drop that angle down on that engraving tool, and then I start to move that engraver, creating a groove, lifting up a chip. And the thing that I found that I really like about hammer engraving, which is why I've spent a lot of time trying to figure this out, is because the very slight strike, if your angles are wrong, you don't really skate across the piece and put a darn groove into it. Because when I was push engraving, I have even less experience than doing this, so I'm sure that, you know, I've seen you guys push engrave and do a great job, and you don't have any of those problems. But this is kind of where I'm at, what I'm doing. So as you can see, this isn't going to work at all, but I'm going to give it a try. Can you see that a little bit? Gosh, what a pain. Well, hopefully a little bit. You can also see, or maybe you can't, the weight of the ball probably should be heavier, so that the impact as I'm hitting that and doing that engraving, the ball itself is shifting and moving a little bit too. So there's that to fight and argue with too. And some of that's because I tend to be more patient than ever, but not nearly as patient enough when it comes to some of these metalworking processes. And I'm switching and moving the ball so that I have a pretty good angle to work on, so that I'm not all, you know, I'm not like this or over here or trying to figure out a curve that way. There's a bunch of really cool Japanese Tagane hammer engraving techniques that the Japanese have used for years and years and years, especially for their Suba work, to do so much carving. And I have a set that I haven't put edges on yet, and so then there you go. So see the piece pop out of this less than pleasing knockoff GRS vise. But anyway, here's the piece I have right there. You can see that curl in really not that much time. You can see a really blurry groove there cut in. Hopefully better than it looks on the video I'm looking at. I'll take a couple pictures too. Anyway, I hope that helps move you guys towards a little bit better idea of what I'm doing here in my shop, and move forward from there. And I hope to keep getting better. Thanks. Bye.